Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. I remember when we did our first day of 2025 way back in January, and we were having a good time, baby. Having a good time. Now, the market dumped and then recovered, and we're pretty much opening right back to flat, right where we closed yesterday. The market is doing everything they can to defend that 6,900 SPX strike. So yeah, we have the JP Morgan collar roll today, and we are so far away from either strike that it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. Hold on, I think I'm muted. No, there's no. Okay. 25,690 here. Welcome, YouTube. How's it going? Today's Wednesday. It's a fantastic day. Silver is putting on insane moves. It's down another 7.4%. Yesterday was the trade, probably the best trade of the last 3 weeks. I called it out in advance. No one seemed to care. I made more money on that one trade than I have in the past 2 months. Any trade in the past 2 months. It was extraordinary. So, yeah, I'm sitting pretty right now. I don't anticipate going for too much today with the day before the holidays. So if you want to review that trade, hit the signals channel. I posted it as we were going along there in advance. And hopefully we can get another one. High volume, baby. Silver 72.05. NASDAQ. Top wicking back here from 25,680. We have ES is coming off here as well still. Just very slow action. Today's the day before holiday, obviously. Tomorrow the market's closed. The JP Morgan collar has kind of done its business. And we're going to go from there. Right now we have put selling, call selling out of the gate. Same open as yesterday in terms of options activity. And we're just chugging along, baby. We're just chugging along. There's that. I think that's good. Okay. I'm not touching silver. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Well, you just got to maintain proper position sizing. That is a beast of a mover, man. Absolute beast. But if you go back and look, I mean, it wasn't any more clear than yesterday. The highest volume we've had in a long time. Triple top. I mean, it was freaking glorious. And then down we go, man. It was amazing. Very quick profits. NASDAQ getting wrecked. Come back over top wick. 225,662. We're just going to look for the 3C high volume. Did you make bank? Dude, it was the best single trade I've had in probably 2 months. It was extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. And we saw it coming, man. My volume screener spit it out at me, and then I immediately put it in the signals channel for y'all. Again, nobody cared. But it was extraordinary, man. Yeah. It was extraordinary. Patience and boom. Top wick down here, 25,660. Rolling back over. ES is 69.41, putting in new lows. I'm back. What's up, Christian Trader? Been out of the market since getting slammed with the market drops at the first tariffs. Oh man, all right. So you took a little bit of a break. Good to have you back, baby. Took a little. Having a good break is worth its weight in silver, I guess is the new saying. What do I use as a volume screener? Well, for intraday trades like that, I use the volume alerts on TradingView. So if you go down to the bottom of the volume candles, you can right-click and hit a volume alert. That's what I use. Now for overnight stuff, I'll use FinViz. And you know, I was doing off doing my thing, editing podcast, doing content, you know, making lunch, and I get a notification, hey, volume alert, silver. So I run back to the computer. I was like, holy crap, this is beautiful. Top wick, 3C, enter. Set a stop. Never actually breached the stop, and man, it was glorious. It was about as easy as you could put on a trade. Can you put the full chart on the signal so I can see the time frame? Yeah, definitely. ES is down, NASDAQ down, right here, double bottom wick right here. Insane. Insane. We have liquidity up to 700 here, or 7,000, I'm sorry. I'm going to let this market shake out a little bit. I don't think we have any more data today. Let's see. We have crude oil inventories in an hour. And that's it. Yeah, nothing. Boring day in terms of catalysts. So again, placeholder of a week. I mean, obviously, there's no one even on the stream, so I mean, I think people are off enjoying their holiday here. We're just gonna kind of chill and wait. Mahalo, definitely. Weren't you John or something like that before? Or were you always Christian Trader? I think we had a John that was from Hawaii. What's up, Pedro? Good morning. How's it going? Nice little green here coming up, 680. Pedro. Whole bunch of gluey price action right here in the 6,900 range. A whole bunch of positioning. 7,000 would be the next target after 6,900. And of course, the JP Morgan collar rolls today. You're going to see a lot of activity into the afternoon. In my opinion, wait. Leave some capital to put on a late day move. These are the type of the days that we put on some crazy moves, like ES will pop 100 points or drop 100 points in the last hour. Something crazy. Today's the day to look for that kind of move. We have a holiday closure. We have the end. Look at this big old dump. Holiday. We have JP Morgan collar roll, end of the year, end of the quarter, all that stuff. Like just leave a little bit to put on a late day move. With the 3Cs, I know you said this time and time again, but do we wait until it closes on the 5-minute, or you still have a topic of the? It depends. The full confirmation, again, if you have a spectrum of confirmation from no confirmation, very risky, to high confirmation, low risk, it depends on how much risk you want to take. If you have all three confirmations on a higher time frame and you're ready to rock and roll, then sure, wait for the closure, put on full position sizing. If you want to not wait for the closure, then that's fine. Just reduce your position sizing, reduce your risk. You know, you have to reduce risk somehow, either through a tighter stop or lower position sizing. It's all about managing risk, and you choose however you want to. You know, the 3Cs is a mechanism on which you can decide. The first 2 Cs are technical. The third C is an art form. It's more judgment-based, experience-based. So that's on you. That's on you. It gives you some leeway to make decisions in a dynamic environment. China stuff, what do we have going on little silver? The little werewolf killer. 72 660. 72.72. Man, that is a spicy meatball. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to rock and roll with a volume alert on silver. So if it breaches opening volume, I'm gonna smack that down. Yeah. NASDAQ is drop-a-roni. 600 coming on down to 606. This is a very big move. Coming on down. What do we got? Oh. 624. Market close at 1 p.m. Does it close early today? I didn't think it did. Big old bottom wick right there on NASDAQ. Beautiful stuff. I love it. Can it hold? We need a 3C. I'm tired of grinding out this trading thing and get a job, and I could have opened daycares. Tell me about it, man. Who would have thought daycares were the next investment vehicle? Watch, my financial advisor's going to call me. Hey, I got a new opportunity of daycares in Minnesota. I'll give you all the money, baby. Not only is it tax deductible, you don't even have to report the income. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a full day today. Although I won't be trading a full day today. All right, let's take a look. ES 6933, they're still collapsing. We have an entirely red S&P. Everything is red, not deeply red, but red. 0.1, 0.18, 0.17, etc., etc. Tech is mostly red except for Nvidia. They're a green 0.83. Nasdaq plunging back down again. ES going to new lows all the way over, back and forth. We'll see if we get a double bounce here or whatever. Either way, we need a 3C to go long and capture some profits. Posted a new podcast yesterday if you didn't see how to get the new year started off right, baby. Go take a look, listen, tell me what you think, write some notes down. Let's have a fantastic year. Equities close at 2 Eastern. All right, I'm going to settle this for myself. According to the schedule, today's a normal day, a normal full day, and then tomorrow it's closed completely. No futures trading or anything. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited am I for 2026? I am a 10 for 2026. I'm a 10. There's a lot bubbling. There's a lot bubbling here that's not normal. People are talking about a national tax strike, which you know how that makes me feel. I'm giddy. There's a lot of stuff going on geopolitically. There's a lot of stuff going on in the markets. We have a rate change policy. We have a new Fed chair. There's so much unknown and volatility baked into this market for the next year. From a trader, you've got to be excited. From a trading perspective, not from anything else perspective, but from a trading perspective, it's got to make you excited for volatility. So I'm very excited for 2026. Not to mention, it's a time for for newness, for out with the old, in with the new. NASDAQ is holding lows here, 25,625. Are we going to get a bounce or not, baby? We have not much options activity. The NASDAQ can't hold a bid here. We've got to close 636 to look on back up. Otherwise, they are going to go down to a new low. I have been fed false info then. My fault. No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I could be wrong again, but what I'm looking at here at the schedule and the email that the market holiday schedule, plus if you look at like the prop firm emails they send out for trading holidays, today's a normal day. So. All right, we have call, sell, and put buying currently. Not a lot of it, but we've got it. We have another top wick on NASDAQ rolling back over. We have silver is down 7%. A little bit of recovery there. Look at that. It didn't hit my volume alert. It almost got to my volume alert right there. That's okay. Plenty of opportunity. The thing about silver moving this much is you catch even one candle, you can make 4 figures on one single candle. You could also lose 4 figures, so be careful. So far, we have a volume up here on this candle. We don't have a lot of volume down here. We could see another slide lower. Again, we don't have any more data today for the S&P. We have oil data. We have a couple of onesies and twosies, small little non-events this afternoon, but it's literally no event whatsoever. So I do think this might absorb and put in a little bit of a new low here, but I don't see a lot of 3C bounces here. The S&P, we have liquidity at 69.35 on the NASDAQ. Boom, we've got down to 600 and then up to 662, maybe 67. We have call selling, put buying at the moment, and we don't have any 3Cs yet. Another top wick. I think NASDAQ's coming down right here. Another top wick. What's another top wick right here? I think this is going to fail and put in a new low down into 660. Very tight. Can we see the TV chart? Did I not open it up? Oh, my apologies. My apologies. I feel like every day I've got one technical issue I got to fix. Speaking of silver, I found this very interesting tweet about. I'm going to find it. Okay, love to see it. Volume 620. Are we going up or are we going down? I don't know yet. We just hit the 9:45 time frame, so that's the first 15 minutes. Maybe we can start putting on some positions here. Big red candles. Look at that. All the way down, baby. All the way down. Silver short just became mathematically impossible. Bank of America and Citi combined are short 4.4 billion ounces of silver. Holy smokes, look at that candle. That looks like a shakeout candle if I've ever seen one. With volume. Let's see what they're going to do with this monster red candle. I wonder if they're going to trap it. So far, they're going to trap it. Global annual production of 800 million ounces. These two banks would need to buy every single ounce mined on planet Earth for the next 5.5 years. Interesting. I love math. Mathematica. The actual investable float is tiny. Industrial demand eats up 60% of supply. So they don't even have any. So what you're saying is like 40% of the supply is investable. 60% is industrial. Interesting. See, I know nothing about silver. Like, no one knows anything about silver. The only people who paid attention to silver is like your grandpappy, who bought a couple of silver coins when he came back from World War II, and after fighting Bastogne. Now everyone's a freaking silver prodigy. It's a GameStop of metals. Yeah. All right, dropping back over here. Are we going to get? We have a volume inflow there. It looks like they're going to put a little double tap-a-roo right here. Red candles. Right there. We have liquidity up. We're dropping down 686. This looks trappy. This looks trappy. I think what's going to happen here is they're going to put on a giant LFG candle here in a second. They're going to bounce this thing. Silver's breaking out. They bounce it again. Let's go take a look. Wow, look at that. All right, how do I judge volume? It's all relative. It's all relative to me. So I don't pick a number, a quantity of volume. I just pick relative. What's the current environment like in terms of volume? And how am I going to figure out when they're going to spike it? NASDAQ bottom wick. So we need a 3C here. We have no 3C. This is selling off here. You know what I think they're going to do? You want to hear old Pappy OM's opinion? I think what's going to happen here is they are going to put on this red, and then they're going to put on a blast-off rally into this afternoon. Rally is a strong word. Recovery. I'll say they'll V-recover, and they'll do something nutty with this JP Morgan collar roll. And it'll be driven by 0DTs. Do you remember what Spot Gamma said? Big green candle. Spot Gamma said that you're going to see a lot of weird 0DTEs when they start to come on. They're going to start to pile into 0DTEs when they start rolling the contracts. And it'll be later this afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock or so, give or take, plus or minus, más o menos. And you're going to see a lot of crazy action. And that'll kind of tip its hand at what they're going to do there. Look, there's another little call buying puts on right there. Did I answer that question appropriately? Whatchamacallit? Get your Wake County EMS subscription. $60 a year covers your house. Wait, so you don't, like, the cops won't come if you don't pay your subscription? Or is that like I know in rural areas for volunteer firefighters, if you don't pay your dues, they won't put the fire out at your house. They'll stand there and watch it burn until you pay the subscription. How would you play silver right now with the breakout for volume or trying to ride it higher? For silver, for me, and I'm going to give you all a little insight with silver, especially over the past few years. Granted, I've played silver one time before the past couple of weeks, and that was like a year ago. I made a crap ton of money on a prop firm trade on a weird breakout, and that was it, because I realized how aggressive it was. So I am not a master of silver. I'm just now toying with it for the first time. I do know this. Silver is not normally going, 6 or 7% every session. So when it does that, you're risking $4,000, $10,000, $30,000. I mean, y'all saw what happened. I caught on one eval account. I caught the top and it made like 500 grand on an evaluation account, not a funded, so it wasn't real money. So it's ridiculous how much you're dealing with these moves. So you've got to be very, very, very cautious. And with that, not only do you need to have proper position sizing, proper trailing stops on there, but you need to be very, very calculated with your entries. There is no scalping silver. If you're wrong, you're going to wreck everything. So you really need to play cautiously with silver and be diligent with these moves. So wait for a very high volume. I promise you, if you can keep your hands off of silver until it gives you a super high volume like yesterday. Yesterday was like taking candy from a baby. It was like opening a daycare in Minnesota. It's the easiest money in the world. All you have to do is just wait for that super high volume, put on the positions, put a trailing stop, and take your hands off. You're welcome. But wait for outlier volume, and you'll know it when you see it. You'll know it when you see it. Another high volume top wick. What you need to do is marry a nurse. Marry a nurse and have a defibrillator in your house, and you're good to go. Then you can eat all the bacon and lard you want. I learned to set my stop first, then enter. Nice. Yeah, we're just chilling, baby. We're just chilling. Ain't nothing going on here. Ain't nothing going on. I might kill me a deer this afternoon. Put some meat in the freezer. Pawn star Rick Harrison says, I do not think that silver is in a bubble. There is a structural deficit of silver. I see it well over 100 by this time next year. If 60% of the supply is industrial and only 40% is investable, I'd probably say that's a good point. Big green. Big green. We have a 3C. Bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick. We need to get over right here of 636, 62. No, let's call it 626. 626 is your high you need to claim. Right there. Let's delete that. That's the level we need to get over for the 3C. You get a 3C, there's two targets you need to plan for. One, the 50% retracement of 650. Number two after that is going to be the high of the day. I'm already eating bacon, lard, butter. Carbs put the fat and the cholesterol on. Your body stores carbs by turning the fat and cholesterol. I love it. I'm a big believer that what they tell you about animal fats is nonsense. I think sugar is the culprit. And all this processed nonsense. Seed oils. What is a 3C? Good question. 3C is short for 3 criteria. 3 criteria is it's the title of the system that I use. It's a VPA, Volume Price Analysis Based System. I have a YouTube video on it. Highly encourage you to go back and look. I'm about to release a 3-part series, YouTube series, breaking down each of the criteria and going in depth about thoughts, processes, comments, opinions, concerns about all 3 steps. And then we're also going to talk about the unspoken 4th C, which is location. Now that's a little bit different, so that's why I don't include it in the official list. First criteria is volume. Second criteria is wick, either a buyer's wick or a seller's wick. And the third criteria is price action, like a follow-through. That's more nuanced. That's more interpretive, like interpretive dance. Some people like it, some people don't. Can we get over 626? Can we get over 626? We have back and forth red, green, red, green. I think they're going to do it. ES is putting on a wick. Silver is rocket ships, baby. Tricky Joe, I love it. I love it. Mage MTG says there's a nationwide ban to not pay tax. Dude, I hope this is the year. I get on my knees and pray that this is the year that the country comes together. I want to see a rocket past high of the day and market finishes the year like a superstar. 100%, baby. 100%. What's up, Floyd? How you doing, buddy? I hope you're having a new year as well, baby. You're welcome, Cran. Good question. Any other questions you got? Keep them coming. It's a little quiet today, a little slow. Today's the last day of the year. People are home chilling with their families still. If you're a government employee, you probably got like 2 weeks off. I DM'd about elderberry. Definitely. I will. I'll definitely take a look. I'm excited. I've been wanting to do that. We have a whole side of the hill that it's too steep to really do much on. You can't plant. Well, you can't plant row crops on it. Can't really, drive on it. It's too steep. So I think we wanted to do like a row of grapes and berries and stuff down that hill, kind of like what you'd see in California. So I think we're going to try it there. All right, 25, 600, 620 here. Not really moving so far. Still waiting. We have RTY is putting on a green bounce. Silver is just going, baby. Rocket ship. 3C bottom lick right there on the opening candle and going. I have not touched silver since yesterday's move. Yeah. Big red candle on NASDAQ. Gold is actually going here. They have their pivot up to 63.84. They have gone from pivot to pivot. I drew these lines weeks ago, and they love these lines. The 3C that occurred at 23.50 was beautiful. Gold loves to put on some clean 3Cs. It's like the king of 3Cs. Highly encourage you to track gold. Gold's up until a couple of weeks ago, gold was considered a spicy big mover for leverage. Now it's silver. Oh yeah, definitely, Caulfield. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, I still have your playlist on my Spotify. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I bought this coin back in 13. Now I'm down 50%. Yeah. The worst thing in the world is to invest in the United States dollar. It just cuts in half every year. It's crazy. Be patient. Be patient, baby. Today's the day for patience. We have 2 minutes until the top of the hour. Are we going to get a top of the hour move? Right now we have call selling, put selling. They're selling both sides here. The buyers cannot get a bounce. 25,626 is our 3C. We need to claim that pivot to consider a long position. Otherwise, you are going to catch a falling knife. Zimbabwe hyperinflation. Oh man, that would be terrible. Yeah. If that happens, it'll be better to use it as firewood than actually money. Am I going to do a video on your reviewing your Roth IRA, investing your New Year's deposit? No. No. I am doing a Tier 2 video on tax savings, though. Passive funded next rapid eval in about an hour. Shorting silver last night. Nice DM. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. TPT prop firm is going to be our year, baby. 5 accounts, daily payouts, $100 per account, $500 a day, $2,500 a week, $10,000 a year, or a month. I'm sorry, $120,000 a year. Can you do $100 a day? Is that possible? Yeah, it's chump change. That's peasant money, right? $100 a day. You need more. You need $5,000 a day. $25,607. 25 there. Man, that's a big old top wick. Big old top wick that NASDAQ just put on. Yes, they are doing about the same exact thing. Leonard, jumped on late. Looks like I missed a big old dumperoni. That's all right. I didn't take it either. So that's not what we said on the podcast. Yeah. Do prop firms make more money off winning traders or losing ones? Losing ones, 100%. Guaranteed. That's where everything comes from. There's not that many profitable traders that can get there. Because they're not making money off of the 80-20 split or any other prop firm. They're not making money on the funded accounts that are on simulated books. I mean, I guess technically they are because they're not having to pay you that 10% or 20%, whatever the split is. But it's a simulated book. They're not making money off of it. They are making money off of the real book. When they put a live trader on and they're taking 10%, yeah, that's real money. And they're making money off that. But there's not enough of them to cover the downside of the gains that they're paying out to the trader. So by far and large, I mean, there's a reason why there's 1,000 different prop firms right now, because it's a profitable business model. Because traders are degenerate gamblers, and I'm trying to get you all to stop being degenerate gamblers. Stop making Michael Patek rich and all the other guys rich. Take their money. Figure out a process. And I think I've got something solid pretty going here, not only with the 3Cs, but the way I approach prop firms. Call selling, put buying here. No bueno. The gains come from the market. What do you mean? Which one? Which gains? I've been closing these 3Cs too soon. I need to wait for volume to look to exit. The best thing you could do, Shane, if you're trying to struggle, if you're struggling with that, which everybody is, I myself, that's a never-ending struggle for all traders. Is can you hold a position longer? Set the position, set your stop loss, put on a profit target, and then go look at something else. Don't even look at the price action. Try it. Yes, you won't be able to roll up your trailing stop unless you have an automatic, like a true trailing stop where it automatically trails. You can do that, sure. Or you could just set whatever happens type of mentality. Set your risk, which is your stop. Set your profit target, and then shut everything down. Go for a jog, and you'll be surprised how many times your profit target fills, and you make a big move. And if you manage your risk properly and you've got a good enough entry, the big wins you get on those days will overcome all the itty bitty small losses if you're getting stopped out. Man, this price action is atrocious. But I don't want to get too complacent because they'll put on a decent move here. Today is bookmap day, by the way, so in 30 minutes I'll have to switch over to the bookmap stream. I anticipate it being not very active. I mean, normal stream here is pretty quiet, so I think the bookmap stream will be pretty dang quiet, but it's a holiday, baby. I can't prop trade because I work at a big bank. I got a holding period too. I have to be creative. Oh yeah. Well, having a prop firm in someone else's name and using a VPN always helps. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. What do you consider a confirmed 3C? What do you mean by take this level? Is it a closed candle? Well, that's a nuance. The 3Cs is the system that I use to trade. And as long as I have volume and wick, the third C is up to interpretation. How aggressive do you want to be with your trade? What's your thesis? If you're hell bent on the market bouncing here, and you've got some volume at the bottom, go ahead and put on a long trade now and just set a stop. If you want to be a little more cautious, then we need to take 626, which is this red line right here, 25,626. And that gives me a higher high. The whole theme is right side of the V. If you're going to try to play a bounce, you need to capture right side of the V. No more blue screen since you... Yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been having Bookmap on my laptop while everything else is on my desktop here. And I haven't had a single blue screen since. Now today I've got Bookmap running on the desktop because of the stream. And we'll see what happens, but I haven't had a single blue screen since then. Gen Z has cut down on their effort at work because they do not think it's worth it to work harder. What does this say? Nike CEO bought $1 million of shares. Tim Cook bought $3 million of Nike on December 22nd. So $4 million of insider trades on Nike in the past week. I wonder if Nike's going to go. We'll have to take a look at their chart. All right, we are still flat here. Nothing's going on. Gold rocked back over here. Silver put on a little bit of a top wick, but not a lot of volume. I'm not interested in touching it unless I get some outlier volume. And NASDAQ can't go anywhere. We have no volume, no price action. So Bookmap was potentially causing the watchdog. I believe it was. Like I haven't had a single blue screen since I started putting Bookmap on my laptop. Now I know Bookmap uses a ton of resources, and that's why. So then again, I know absolutely nothing about this stuff except the basics. All right, let's see. They have call selling, put selling at the moment. There's not a lot to tell where the options are going. I think if I had to guess, I think the market is kind of chilling, waiting for the collar roll. And you're going to see it present itself. Be very cautious of any kind of fake outs, and then be very aware of the options chain going into the afternoon. When you start to see the options start to move heavily one way or the other, that's where you want to start positioning yourself. And then, of course, watch the book. If they start stacking liquidity, then we're going to go, especially if they stack at 7,000. Tomorrow is the first day you can buy a silencer or a short-barreled rifle without paying the $200 extortion fee. It's a step in the right direction. What's your opinion on using an auto break-even? Or is it better to keep? I don't like it. I think, in my opinion, auto break-even is a fear tool. That's for people who are terrified of what to come. Does it have its place? If you're in a trade and something unexpected happens, yeah, sure. Click the auto break-even button and whatever. Like, for example, if price action starts becoming unexpectedly erratic and you want to just completely take your risk off the table while leaving the position on, then yeah, break-even's fine. But that's not how most people use it. Most people use it as they put on a trade. The second they see their little P&L switch over to green, they scramble to click that break-even button because they want to reduce that stress. That's not how you want to use it. Scared money don't make money. Fear is as bad as greed. That's why I talked about it heavily on yesterday's podcast. Because fear is just as bad as greed. Greed is a bigger issue for me than fear. If I had to choose one of them, that's a bigger problem. Greed's a bigger issue for me. simply because, I always have to tell myself based on my rules that, that's a trade, stick to the system. And the whole thing is that all the fancy, motivational speak aside, is that if you have a system on which you have a very clear criteria to enter, that alone should keep you from taking stupid trades. And as long as you stick to it, so take the emotions out of it. Just take the emotions out of it and say, I am not going to take a trade until these 3 criteria are met, and then I'm going to get out of the trade when these 3 criteria break down. Or if you're long, if I see a 3C short indication, it's time to get out of the long position. Take all the guesswork out, take all the hopeful, the fear, the holy crap, all that, take all that out and just trade the 3Cs, and that alone should take care of everything. Your job is to stick to the 3Cs and be a robot. Do it. Do it. Do it. You get that watchdog blue screen? I do. I do. Another rollover on NASDAQ. This is pretty awful. We have liquidity 6925 ES. We have NASDAQ down to 25550. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Couldn't get the 3C, and it's rolling over to 580. Elon Musk is going to increase payouts to creator payouts on X. Nice. Oh, big red. Look at that. Testing low of the day right here at 582. Big call selling, put buying. Big call selling, put buying. Fear is what gets me in late and out early. Position sizing helps quite a bit, but I'm dialing in my rules and creating a clear, logical set of boundaries to follow, and it's helping more. Nice. Clear set of entries will help a lot. Is 550 next? Whew, maybe. If they take out this, the next target will be 550, but that is a high volume bounce so far. Never want to chase after a dead period. We have this very tight, very slow consolidation, very quick move out. Don't chase it, because they're going to do that right there. If they do sell it off, you'll get a better entry if you're patient. But that right there is the Venus flytrap. That's the Venus flytrap right there. Hey, look how juicy of a put I am. Oh, smacked in the face. That's Mike Tyson waiting for you right there with the right hook to the chest. And look at that. Booyah. Booyah. That's a liquidity grab right there, baby. Liquidity grab. Silver halted? Nah. It's still going. No, it's not halted. What time does the collar roll, the rollover? What, about 1 o'clock? I think it starts to roll. Could be wrong about that. I know it's sometime in the afternoon we start to do that. Nice little bounce. Beautiful. Beautiful. Silver, no volume. Gold, possible 3C. Gold needs 4349.2. That's your target right there, 4349.2 to get a 3C. Otherwise, it's going to downshift into lower prices. In fact, I'm going to do an alert right there. I'm going to do a crossing alert on 4349.4 on gold for a 3C. NASDAQ needs to hold. They need to get over. Your first target for NASDAQ will be a new target here of that pivot of 618. 618 is a claim on NASDAQ. Otherwise, no long trade. Right side of the V, baby. What am I doing? I am automating my decision making. Forget about guesswork. I am roboticizing. Johnny 5, input. Great movie. Look at that 5-minute vol. Yep. So big old bottom wick on the Nasdaq. The 5-minute looks quite bullish here. It's setting up a bullish base is what I guess is a better term. But we need a higher high, right side of the V. Otherwise, right now the order book is sell, sell, sell. Everything is sold. Look at that, all the way down. I mean, we're down 200 points. We need a higher high to get right side of the V. What was the gold level? 4349.1. 4349.1 is what you need on gold to go long. ES is lower than Nasdaq. We have a high volume bottom wick. We have first two C's here. We have two C's. Now we need the third. Now we need a third. Otherwise, you're going to catch a falling knife. It's amazing what it does for your stress when you learn how to wait for a setup. I could care less what this market does right now unless I get a 618.75. Still dropping. CL dropping. CL has CL inventories in 13 minutes, so you might see some shaking and baking. Silver just got dumped. The silver just got dumped. Why I'm trying to catch up, Nasdaq, yeah. What are his 3 C's? 3 criteria, baby. 3 criteria. Volume, wick, and price action. First criteria is volume. Second criteria is wick. Third criteria is price action. Y'all go take a look at the video, the YouTube video. Of course, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get notifications for all future content, baby. Live streams. This video right here. Big red candle, Nasdaq. This should downshift us into the next category after that liquidity swipe. Right there, 575. We're going to go for 552. You're welcome, Nancy. You are welcome. A very strong call selling or call selling, put buying. Tongue twister. Just broke out the level. This is a bounce failure. We have incredible volume on this candle, but of course it's downshifting after absorption. We have a very large amount of put buying here. We're just chilling. Let's go take a look at ES. What are they doing? ES has liquidity up. Gold crossing the bullish line. Gold just crossed it. Can they hold it? A little bit of green coming up. $580. That is a tremendous amount of volume there. So do we have supportive volume? Maybe. Maybe. That's a nice little bounce. This might be a 3C if they can hold it. Maybe. All right, so we bare minimum you need 591 to bounce. Otherwise, we're going to downshift again. Downshift again. Do I wait for a candle to close? I feel like I've answered this already. So the candle of the closure is an art form. The candle of the close is an art form. Tennessee, 25% of the population. Interesting. A little bit of a bounce. Failures the whole way, yeah. Yeah. Don't need that. JP Morgan collar roll, baby. And tapped that level and then rejected again. So we know for confirmation. We know from confirmation that that is a good liquidity zone. The fact that the market's respecting that level tells me that I have chosen the proper level. And now we need to wait for that breach on gold. NASDAQ is 586, can't go anywhere, not the best. ES is here, but we do have volume. So be aware is that we have outlier volume on NASDAQ. And so far it's looking like it may play out. We have call buying, put selling a little bit. Things are a little shaky here. This price action is starting to get a little different. A little different. Top wick. A little different. Right here. $25,580 ES 20-day SMA. Nice. So there's another little breakout. Now we start to see this obvious little trend line, which is patternized right here, that we just tapped and rejected. So it's following this channel lower. We have this bottom one right here. No 3C longs yet. In 5 minutes, I will have to switch over to Bookmap. So if you're on YouTube, you're going to see this stream shut off. And then you'll get, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get a notification for another stream starting up after that. That'll be for the Discord, for the Bookmap stream that we're doing, hosting Bookmap. If you're on Discord, you'll see that your stream shut off, and then we'll switch over to the Bookmap Discord. Gold, high volume bounce, looks like it's going to go. Trying to at least. Little green, little green, little green. What are we doing? What are we doing? Gold's about to claim it. Gold's about to claim it. ES is here. NASDAQ came back down. Gold, green candle, big green. Look at that. Boom. Right through the level. Right through the level. NASDAQ still can't go anywhere. Still can't go anywhere here. I like your manipulation phase rule, but I think I got extended to 30 minutes after open. All my best trades this year are after. I mean, that's fine. If the 30-minute don't work for you, then don't do it. I like it. All right, y'all. I have to switch over to Bookmap. Give me about 60 seconds or 70 seconds, 6 or 7, and I will switch back over and post the link. So I'll be back here in a few seconds. I'm out.